My beloved child, do not look away from this moment. Archangel Michael is calling your name, and his voice burns with fire. Your image has already been placed into the hands of one of the most powerful people on earth. And within the next 10 seconds, a truth long hidden will be revealed. Stay here. Do not scroll past. If you walk away now, you may never understand why heaven sent you this urgent message. Can you feel the pull in your soul, the trembling in your chest? That is no coincidence. It is a sign that what is being spoken here is directly connected to your destiny. Michael whispers, heaven has watched the silent battles of your soul. Nothing escapes divine attention. Nothing is ignored. Something has been set in motion. Something tied to your name, your face, your image. And if you do not open your spirit to this truth now, it may vanish before your eyes. Pause, beloved. Take a deep breath. You're being prepared. The light of God is pushing back the darkness that tried to obscure your path. This is not entertainment. This is your divine warning, wrapped in revelation. In the silence of night, a gathering was held about you. Voices you cannot hear spoke your name. Your image was passed from hand to hand. And now, heaven's decision is unfolding before your eyes. Stay until the end. What is about to be revealed will shake the foundations of what you thought you knew. You were called to this moment not by chance, but by divine providence, an appointment that no force of darkness could prevent. Your spirit has been restless, sensing a shift in the unseen. This message is the gate you were meant to walk through tonight. Do not question why these words are before your eyes. Do not dismiss the stirring in your soul as imagination. This is a call from heaven itself. Michael stands in the gap with a sword of light, guarding you. Understand this clearly, child. Your image, your name, your very essence has been presented before the throne of great power. The most influential person alive has seen you. And though you may not yet grasp the full meaning, the truth is this. What happens next will either elevate you into your destiny or divert you from the path you were born to walk. That is why you must not turn away. That is why you're being urged to stay until the end. There's a spiritual law at work in this universe, a law that no man, no darkness, no demon can override. What is written in heaven must come to pass in time. But here is the mystery. Many miss their miracles because they fail to recognize the sign when it appears. They ignore the voice when it speaks. They treat the divine word as a mere whisper, then wonder why blessings slip away, why doors remain closed, why seasons of struggle repeat. I do not want that for you. Michael does not want that for you. That is why this message was sent with such urgency, with fire that will not let you turn away or close your eyes. This is your moment of transition. This is the place where heaven and earth meet to unveil what was once hidden in darkness. Listen with the full attention of your soul. In the spirit, a council was held concerning your life. Your enemies brought accusations. They spoke against you, hoping to convince heaven that you are unworthy, that you should be rejected, that you should remain small and unseen. They used your mistakes as weapons. They used your past as chains. They used your silence as evidence. But as their words filled the air, Archangel Michael raised his sword, struck the ground, and silenced every tongue that rose against you. He stood in the breach and declared, "This one is chosen. This one is marked. This one cannot be erased." In that moment, your image was not presented as evidence against you, but as proof of your divine calling. It was placed into the hands of power not to destroy you, but to prepare the ground for your elevation. Can you feel the weight of what is being revealed to you right now? You have walked through seasons of being overlooked, betrayed, underestimated. People doubted you. People whispered about you. People tried to limit you. But they didn't know that in the silence of those hidden years, heaven was writing your name in the book of remembrance. They didn't know that every tear you cried in secret was collected, every prayer preserved, every sigh of your soul echoed in chambers beyond this world. And now, the door that has long been closed is opening. That is why you are here, listening, reading, trembling, wondering, is this really for me? Yes, child, it is. This is no accident. The countdown is ticking as you breathe. 10 seconds. 9, 8. Time in the spirit is moving. And in this movement, destinies collide, mysteries unfold, veils are torn. Something shocking is about to be revealed, something that was hidden from your eyes, but written into heaven's script from the beginning. That is why your spirit feels stretched. That is why your heart races even as you sit still. Your soul knows that divine truth is about to strike your life like lightning. And once it does, nothing will remain the same. But hear me, child, do not let fear take root. Though revelation may shake you, though truth may rattle everything you thought you knew, it comes not to destroy you, but to deliver you. God does not send his angels to frighten you. He sends them to guard you, to fight for you, to protect the fragile flame of your destiny until it blazes bright. Michael does not call to condemn you. He calls to awaken you. He says, "Beloved, lift your eyes, open your ears. Do not delay, for the moment of unveiling has come." I must tell you what the Spirit is showing me now. The door in your life that has long been shut is about to open. But the enemy works tirelessly to distract you, to drown you in noise, to confuse you, so that when the moment arrives, you miss it. That is why these words pierce your scattered attention like a trumpet blast. That is why you are here, because you were never meant to miss what heaven has prepared. You were meant to hear, to receive, to be ready when the mighty hand moves on your behalf. Do not underestimate this moment. For years, you've asked, why me? Why am I forgotten? Why do my prayers seem unanswered? But you didn't see that the delay was protection. The silence was preparation. The hiddenness was forming you into someone capable of carrying the weight of what is about to be released. My beloved child, do not turn away from this moment. Archangel Michael is calling your name, and his voice burns with fire. Heaven does not place a crown until the head is strong enough to carry it. Heaven does not release an inheritance until the hands are steady enough to hold it. And though you may have felt forgotten, you were being fortified. Though you thought you were ignored, you were being prepared. Now, that preparation is complete. This is why Michael calls so urgently. This is why he says, open this now, before it's too late, because the fullness of time has arrived. Let your heart not grow faint. What you're stepping into is far greater than your understanding. It's not just about you. It's about generations linked to your obedience. There are lives that will be changed because you chose to listen, because you chose to stay, because you chose not to walk away. Chains will break in families. Curses will be lifted. Doors will open, not because you are strong, but because heaven has chosen you as its vessel. You are the key in this season. The photograph that will be delivered to you is a sign. Your name, spoken in invisible courts, is confirmation. And your spirit, awakened in this very second, is undeniable evidence. Stay, beloved child. Do not wonder. In the paragraphs ahead, truths will be revealed that you never imagined. A powerful person who holds your image has been searching, waiting, and preparing. You may not yet know their name, but heaven does. And soon you will see. But for now, remain within the sound of this message. Only those who endure to the end receive the full revelation. Tonight, as heaven leans toward your life, I must reveal what has been hidden for far too long. There is a force moving in silence that has already inscribed its name into a future far greater than your human eyes can comprehend. You've walked under the weight of rejection, carrying questions that pressed against your soul. Why me? Why must I endure this? Why do my prayers seem to vanish into the air unanswered? But child, you didn't know that every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every sleepless night filled with longing was collected in heavenly bowls. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. The silence you endured was not denial. It was preservation. You were hidden until the appointed hour, until the stage of destiny was ready for your unveiling. And that moment is not next year, not next season, not someday. It is now. Even as your eyes scan these words, the unseen realm is shifting. Angels are moving. Archangel Michael stands guard with his sword raised high, ensuring that what belongs to you is not stolen. Do not underestimate the timing of this message. Your image has already been delivered. Not just your physical form, but the seal of your spirit, the mark of your destiny. The most powerful person alive has seen you, not because they were searching, but because heaven ordained it. They will be moved by you. They will be stirred by you. They will carry within their hearts a recognition that defies human logic. Do not be surprised when doors open without explanation, when opportunities arrive at your feet, when names you never expected to hear suddenly align with your own. This is the mystery of divine timing. When heaven declares the moment has come, nothing on earth or in hell can stand against it. I see you wondering even now, could this really be for me? Could such a destiny truly belong to someone who feels so small, so broken, so unworthy? And heaven answers, yes. Not because of what you've done, but because of what was written about you before the foundation of the world. Your worth is swallowed up in God's mercy. Your weakness is overcome by His strength. Your failures are dissolved in His grace. This message is not here to remind you of what you lack. It is here to awaken you to what has always been in your hands. Heaven does not choose the strong, the proud, the qualified. Heaven chooses the willing, the open, the ones who tremble and still say, "Yes, Lord, here I am." And you, beloved, are one of them. Listen closely. The shift has already begun. The silence you endured has been shattered in the spirit. Where there was delay, now there is acceleration. Where there was resistance, now there is alignment. Michael calls because the enemy has seen what's coming. And in desperation, he tries to distract you, discourage you, derail you. He wants you to treat this moment lightly, to dismiss these words as ordinary, to close your heart and miss the blessing. But Michael's sword burns with fire because he knows what's at stake. He knows your response determines the legacy of your life. That's why he cries out, "Do not miss this. Do not turn away. Do not delay. Open this fully. Stay until the end. Receive what heaven has revealed to you. There are mysteries in your family line, secrets of origin that have been hidden from you. Patterns of pain have tried to repeat. Chains of failure have tried to pass from generation to generation. Curses have whispered that you will end up like those before you. But hear me now. You are the one who will break the chain. You are the one chosen to end what your ancestors could not. You are the one through whom freedom will flow into generations yet to come. That is why your image is in the hands of power. That is why your name is spoken in heavenly courts. Because this moment is not about survival. It's about transformation. You're not just being rescued. You're being resurrected. You're not just being saved. You're being seated. Do not fear the shock that comes with revelation. Yes, some truths will shake you. Faces you didn't expect will be revealed. Hearts you thought were loyal will be exposed as secretly against you. Do not weep when the masks fall. Do not cling when heaven pulls you from certain ties. What is removed is poison disguised as comfort. What is cut away is death disguised as friendship. God is not punishing you. He is protecting you. Revelation may sting, but it is mercy. Shock may rattle you, but it is the gateway to freedom. Understand this clearly, beloved. The countdown is not symbolic. It is real. Heaven moves in sequence, and even now, time is drawing near. With every second, the veil grows thinner. With every breath, the invisible becomes visible. That is why your spirit feels restless. Why does your body tingle? Why you cannot look away from this moment? Because your soul knows what your mind has yet to grasp. This is the hour. This is the unveiling. This is the appointed time. And as you remain here, line by line, word by word, you are not just reading. You are receiving. Every sentence carries a transfer. Every paragraph is a key. Do not rush. Do not skim. Absorb every word. For within these words is a code written by heaven itself. And those who reach the end will unlock an indelible revelation. Beloved, there is a reason your spirit has been stirred in recent days. Restless nights, strange dreams, sudden waves of emotion. None of it is random. It is the trembling of heaven's nearness. You are standing at the threshold of divine revelation. Even though the world around you may appear ordinary, everything in the unseen realm is already prepared. Archangel Michael weeps as he watches the enemy's hand desperately try to lower the veil before your scene begins, but he will not succeed. Even now, angelic hosts surround you, deflecting distractions, silencing lies, and clearing the path so you can step into what was written for you before the stars were ever placed in the sky. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you grows heavier because eternity is drawing near. God himself has inclined his ear toward your life. Child, let me show you the pattern. For years, you believed delays meant denial. You wondered why opportunities slipped away just as you reached for them. You cried when people left. You grieved when the doors closed. You felt forgotten when silence followed your prayers. But what you thought was rejection was redirection. What you mistook for punishment was preparation. You were being formed in a hidden place where no one applauded, no one noticed, but heaven watched. Every trial forged strength in you. Every betrayal burned away pride. Every season of loneliness carved out a closeness with God that nothing can steal. You see scars, but heaven sees marks of authenticity. You see loss, but heaven sees foundations. And now, because you endure, because you didn't faint, because you stayed the course, the time has come. The season has shifted. Understand this mystery. Your image reaching the most powerful person on earth is not vanity, not earthly fame, not shallow recognition. It is a spiritual transaction. It is a sign that your identity is rising from obscurity into visibility. Just as Joseph was pulled from prison into Pharaoh's palace, just as Esther rose from orphan to queen, just as David was called from the field into the throne room, so will be with you. Your life is about to enter a realm of influence you could never create on your own. You will stand in places you never imagined. You will be seen by eyes you never expected. And though you may not understand the details, this is heaven's endorsement over your life. Beloved, I see the whispers of doubt in the corners of your mind. What if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if this is too much for me? And heaven answers you now. You are ready because I prepared you. Every hidden season was training. Every closed door built resilience. Every answered prayer strengthened your endurance. Even your failures became fertilizer for your future. Even your mistakes were woven into a testimony that will strengthen others. Do not despise your weakness, for in weakness, my strength is perfected. When you thought you were falling apart, I was piecing you together into something unbreakable. When you thought you were drowning, I was teaching you to breathe underwater. When you thought you were dying, I was resurrecting you into a new creation. You are not who you were yesterday. You're not defined by what they said. You are defined by what I declared, and I called you chosen. Child, the countdown continues. Heaven does not measure time as man does, but even now, seconds fall like drops from eternal clocks. Each tick carries revelation. You feel the pressure because the veil is about to tear. Truth is about to be revealed. Some people you thought were for you will be shown to be against you. Others you overlooked will be revealed as divine helpers. Resources you never dreamed of will arrive. And yes, the shock may shake you, but let your heart be strong. Nothing revealed will destroy you. Everything revealed will deliver you. Stay with me, beloved. Revelation is still unfolding. This message is not just a word, it is a stream of power. With every sentence, heaven is planting seeds in your spirit. Some will sprout tonight, others in months, but all will grow. Do not skip. Do not rush. Do not turn away. For those who stay to the end will see what others miss. Lean now. The Spirit is moving deeper into the chambers of your destiny. You've often believed your life was small, insignificant, unnoticed, but that was only because you were looking through earthly eyes. Heaven sees you differently. Heaven does not see the mistakes of last year. Heaven does not see the failures that try to derail you. Heaven does not see the judgment of those who misunderstood you. No, when heaven looks at you, it sees the imprint of divine design, the mark of eternity stamped on your soul before you ever took your first breath. Child, do you not understand? Your very existence is a prophecy. The fact that you survived storms meant to drown you is proof that you were saved for a purpose greater than yourself. You could have fallen, but you were lifted. You could have been destroyed, but you were protected. You could have been forgotten, but you were remembered. And all of it has led to this hour, the hour when Archangel Michael calls out because the book of your destiny is opening to its next chapter. Do not fear the urgency in his voice. He is not calling because your soul is in danger. He is calling because a window of opportunity is opening. It is narrow, and if you turn away, if you delay, you may miss the very moment heaven prepared for you. The countdown is real. Even now, events in the unseen are aligning with precision. 10 seconds of heavenly time may feel like days or hours to you, but the unfolding has already begun. The scroll is open. The hand of God has already written the decree. You will not remain hidden. You will not remain bound. You will not remain where you were. Something is shifting, and whether you fully believe it or not, you are about to see it manifest. Beloved child, there are people who underestimated you, who thought you would always stay in the shadows, who looked at you and saw only limitations. They spoke words that wounded your heart, words that made you question your worth, words that made you feel invisible. But hear me, those words were lies. They never matched heaven's truth. Even when they didn't see you, God's "I never left you." Even when they rejected you, his hand remained upon you. Even when they plotted against you, his angels surrounded you. And now, those same people who dismissed you will be stunned as you rise. They won't understand how the doors opened. They won't understand how favor found you. They will be confused, but you will not be, because you'll remember this moment, this message, this warning that told you in advance. The picture of your destiny has been placed in the hands of power. Take heart, child. What's coming is both beautiful and demanding. The weight of blessing is about to rest upon your life, but with it comes responsibility. Heaven does not elevate without purpose. You are being lifted not just to be seen, but to fulfill a divine assignment. You're being lifted so that light may shine through you into places still cloaked in darkness. That's why the trials you faced have been so intense. That's why the fire you endured felt hotter than others. Because a vessel that carries more oil must undergo deeper purification. A diamond that shines brightest must withstand the sharpest cut. Do not resent the process you've walked through. It was heaven's path, shaping you into a carrier of power, one who will not break under the weight of glory. Beloved, hear the truth. The shocking event you're about to witness is not only external. Yes, everything around you will shift, doors will open, people will appear, resources will flow like a river. But more importantly, something within you is awakening. A hidden strength, a dormant gift, a quiet authority is rising from its slumber. You felt glimpses of this in moments of desperation. Those times when words poured from your mouth that you didn't even know were inside you. When courage surged despite fear's attempt to paralyze you. When love overflowed even as bitterness tried to take root. These glimpses were not random. They were signs of the well that lives within you. And now, beloved child, that well is breaking open. You will find yourself speaking with clarity that even surprises you. You will walk into places that once terrified you, now clothed in peace. You will declare truths that pierce through lies like lightning splitting the sky. This is why Archangel Michael calls out. This is why his sword burns brighter than ever. Because the enemy has seen what is awakening in you, and he trembles. He knows that once you realize who you are, once you step fully into what heaven has written, no chain will hold you, no curse will bind you, no resistance will overcome you. That's why the battles were so brutal. That's why the war was so relentless. It was never about your past. It was always about your future. The enemy fought so fiercely because he saw what was written on your tomorrow. But the fact that you are here, reading these words, breathing in this moment, proves he did not win. You're still standing. And if you're still standing, the story is not over. The best is yet to come. Beloved child, let me say this clearly. The revelation coming to you will not only expose enemies, it will reveal allies. There are people heaven has prepared who have been waiting for you, held in secret until the right moment. They carry what you need for the next season. Do not be surprised when strangers show you kindness, when doors open in unexpected places, when resources flow from hands you've never touched before. This is not coincidence. It is divine alignment. The same hand that protected you is now connecting you. The same angels who fought for you in secret are now guiding helpers to your path. Stay in this moment. Do not turn away. For in the words that follow, greater mysteries will unfold, and the countdown will not stop. Every breath, every heartbeat draws you closer to the unveiling. Michael's cry is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to anchor you, to keep you from drifting before the promise is fulfilled. My beloved, hold fast. What has been written cannot be erased. Can you feel how the atmosphere around you has shifted? Even now, as you sit with these words, a weight presses on your spirit. Not the weight of despair, but the weight of sacred urgency. Heaven is closer than you think. It leans over your life like a watchman whispering a secret. This is the whisper. You are not who you once were. You are not the broken version others try to label. You are not the silent soul who suffered unnoticed. You are awakening to the fullness of who you were always meant to be. This awakening is not gentle. It shakes the walls of everything you thought you knew. That's why Michael cries so loudly. His voice is both a warning and a trumpet, an alarm and a proclamation. He says, "Rise, child of light, for the time of revelation has come." I must tell you what is unfolding in realms you cannot see. In the unseen, there are courts where decisions are made, destinies affirmed, names written and erased. Your case was presented before those thrones. The adversary pointed fingers, listing your weaknesses, your sins, your fears. But Michael, clothed in fire, stepped forward with evidence that silenced every accusation. He presented your perseverance, your unseen tears, your faith, even when it was as small as a grain of sand. Heaven listened. Heaven ruled in your favor. That's why the decree was signed. That's why your image was sent. That's why the countdown began. Do not doubt this, beloved. The movement around you will soon confirm it. Where there was once silence, you will hear clarity. Where there was once rejection, you will find open doors. The battles you fought were not random. The weight you carried was not accidental. The enemy recognized your potential long before you did. He saw the seeds planted in you, seeds that could liberate others, shift entire families, open rivers of blessing for generations. And because he saw, he struck. He tried to suffocate you before you could bloom. He tried to bury you in despair, shame, and fear. But he didn't realize that every blow only pressed you deeper into the soil of God's presence. And when a seed is buried in good soil, it doesn't die, it grows. That's why you're sprouting now. That's why light is breaking through. What was meant to destroy you has become the womb of your destiny. Beloved, listen closely. The most powerful person who holds your image has been waiting. They may not even understand why they're drawn to you, but heaven has stirred their spirit. A meeting will come. A connection will form. A word will be spoken that shifts the entire trajectory of your life. And though you may not recognize it immediately when it happens, you will remember this moment, this message, this cry from Michael that told you in advance. Be ready. Do not delay. Do not miss the hour. Do not let fear steal this from you. The shock of truth may shake you, but it will not harm you. You may learn something about your past, about people close to you, about hidden movements in your life that make you pause. But these revelations are for your protection. God is cutting away what cannot go with you into the new season. Yes, exposure will sting, but it is the sting of surgery, not the bite of poison. Pain that heals, not pain that destroys. Trust the hands of heaven, for they are not indifferent to your heart. My beloved child, the countdown continues even now. The veil is thinning. The clock is striking. Truth is approaching. Can you feel it in your bones? The trembling is not anxiety. It is anticipation. Your soul knows what your mind cannot yet explain. You are standing on the threshold of divine unveiling, and it will change everything. Stay with me. Stay until the end. For those who endure will see the fullness of the vision. Do not let fear steal this from you. The shock of truth may shake you, but it will not harm you. You may learn something about your past, about people close to you, about hidden movements in your life that make you pause. But these revelations are for your protection. God is cutting away what cannot go with you into the new season. Yes, exposure will sting, but it is the sting of surgery, not the bite of poison. Pain that heals, not pain that destroys. Trust the hands of heaven, for they are not indifferent to your heart. My beloved child, the countdown continues even now. The veil is thinning. The clock is striking. Truth is approaching. Can you feel in your bones? The trembling is not anxiety. It is anticipation. Your soul knows what your mind cannot yet explain. You are standing on the threshold of divine unveiling, and it will change everything. Your soul knows what your mind cannot yet explain. You are standing at the edge of a divine unveiling, one that will shift everything. Stay with me. Remain until the end. For those who endure will witness the fullness of the vision. Beloved, you are now in the most delicate moment of your journey. This is the hour when silence begins to break and hidden truths begin to pour forth. For too long, you've carried unanswered questions, wounds without explanation, and burdens without relief. But heaven has not been deaf to your cries or blind to your pain. Every breath of your heart has been recorded. Every tear has been gathered. Every restless night has been etched into the scrolls of remembrance. Now, the balance has shifted. Heaven is releasing what has long been held back. Archangel Michael has been sent not only to protect you, but to awaken you, to shake you free from the weight of despair and remind you that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, and never left to fight alone. Michael weeps because this hour is too sacred to miss. The window is too narrow to ignore. He is not whispering, he is shouting. Your spirit will not sleep while destiny knocks at your door. Think of how far you've come. There are days you thought you wouldn't survive, and yet you're still here. There were moments when the weight was so heavy you nearly gave up. But somehow you kept breathing. Somehow you kept moving. Somehow you held on. Is that not a miracle? You thought you were weak, but you proved stronger than you imagined. You thought you were alone, but angels surrounded you in ways you couldn't see. Every step you took was a declaration against the darkness that tried to silence you. And now, those steps have led you here, to the very moment when heaven's decree collides with earthly reality. Beloved child, do not despise the delays you've endured. They were not wasted years. They were the furnace that forged your faith, the school that trained your patience, the silence that sharpened your hearing. You are no longer the person you were when the storm began. You have been reshaped. You have been refined. And that is why you are ready for what comes next. The most powerful person alive who now holds your image is not merely a human figure. It is a sign that heaven has elevated your name to a place of influence you never expected. It is confirmation that your season of obscurity has ended. What was hidden will now be seen. What was closed will now be opened. And though it may shock you, though it may overwhelm you, do not retreat. This is not the work of man. This is the movement of God. Do not be surprised, child, when truth begins to surface. Shocking revelations may come through dreams, through sudden words, through faces revealing who they truly are. People you trusted may be exposed, and yes, it will hurt. But remember, pruning is mercy. God is not removed to harm you. He removes it to protect you. It is better to lose false friends than to carry poison into your next season. Better to grieve temporary loss than to miss eternal purpose. Let go when heaven says, let go. Trust when heaven says, trust. The path is narrow, but it is true. Can you feel the countdown moving even now? With every second, your spirit trembles because it knows the veil is thinning. Heaven and earth are aligning. The stage is being set. The trumpet has sounded. You cannot turn back now. You must remain under the flow of this word until the final sentence, because every paragraph is a stone laid in the bridge that will carry you forward. If you stop halfway, the bridge remains unfinished and the crossing incomplete. Stay, beloved. Stay until the end. What awaits is not ordinary. It is divine. Generations are tied to your obedience. The choice you make in this hour will echo into the lives of those who come after you. Do you not see the weight of your calling? You carry not only your story, you carry the hope of many who will be set free because you chose not to quit. That is why the battles have been so fierce. That is why the enemy fought so hard to silence you. He was never afraid of who you were yesterday. He was terrified of who you are becoming now. And though he tried to bury you, heaven decreed that you will rise, and rise you must. Beloved child, take courage. The coming shock is not meant to break you. It is meant to awaken you. Do not fear the shaking, for it is the shaking that reveals what cannot be shaken. Do not resist the unveiling, for it is the unveiling that sets you free. Above all, do not ignore Michael's cry, for his voice is the sound of heaven fighting for you. You must understand, every battle you've endured was not in vain. Each one carried hidden preparation, a seed of strength now blooming within you. The pain you endured, the loneliness you carried, the betrayals that wounded you, none of it was wasted. They were tools in the hands of the divine potter, shaping you, pressing you, transforming you into a vessel capable of holding glory heavier than you ever imagined. Had you not walked through the valley, you wouldn't have the strength to stand on the mountain. Had you not survived the storm, you wouldn't be able to carry the peace that follows. You look back on your past and wonder why it had to be so hard. But soon, you will look forward and understand. Without breaking, there is no breakthrough. That is why Michael cries out. Not because you are failing, but because you are closer than ever to the unveiling of everything that was promised. His cry is a trumpet of urgency, calling soldiers to attention. For the time of waiting has passed, and the time of revelation has come. Child, I must tell you the truth about why your photograph, delivered to the most influential person on earth, carries such weight. It is not about vanity or recognition in the eyes of flesh. It is about influence that will reach far beyond what you can imagine. Heaven has placed your image, your name, your very identity into the hands of power because you are meant to stand in spaces that require visibility. For years you asked, why am I overlooked? Why were others chosen before me? Why do my efforts go unnoticed? But heaven preserved you. A diamond is not displayed until it is cut. Oil is not poured until it is crushed. Gold is not revealed until it is refined. You were hidden for protection, but now the time of unveiling has come. The hand that holds your photograph is not merely human. It is a symbol of every system, every sphere of influence that will soon recognize what God has placed inside you. Do not let fear whisper that you are unworthy. You may look at your past and see failure, but heaven sees preparation. You may feel small, but heaven calls you strong. You may doubt your readiness, but heaven has declared you prepared. Beloved, the reason you survived storms meant to destroy you is because you were being trained to carry a mantle greater than your own life. That mantle is heavy, but your shoulders have been strengthened through suffering. That calling is vast, but your spirit has been fortified through pain. Nothing you've endured was wasted. Not the tears, not the lonely nights, not the betrayals that left scars on your heart. Every wound became a wellspring of wisdom. Every loss became a foundation for gain. And now, you stand at the threshold of a chapter so breathtaking that even your enemies will have no choice but to acknowledge the hand of God upon you.